Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go inside the cave.
Well, excuse me. Good morning, Lenaway. You're inside the cave. Good morning. This is John Kane. Jeff Bowman's with us here this morning. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, John. How are you?
Well,
Ooh, hold on. The Braves, I think, just scored again. Oh, hold on.
they just scored again.
The Brewers just scored again.
Yeah, the bees had the day.
We'll get to that a little more, but holy cow.
They actually petitioned the league to save some runs there. See if they could use them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that should be a rule, you know?
Yeah.
Anytime you score more than, let's say, 15 runs, you get to save some of them for the next
game.
Yeah, so we'll get to that.
Yeah, that's
so,
okay. Those are good ideas.
Yeah. So I don't, it was strange in baseball, but we got a lot of local stuff going on here this morning.
Yeah, we do.
And I guess the governor has been at it again.
She's on today at some point, I think. She's talking.
Is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see what she has to say.
All right.
I know the big thing right now. You can play. Are we just gonna get into this?
I don't have any of that stuff here. That's the thing.
No, I don't know if we were just gonna hit the sounder and start on this, or are we just gonna chat for a second first?
Well,
because this is your normal. I'm kind of filling in.
The thing is, we got a glitch here. None of that is on the screen.
None of what's on the screen.
None of the sounders. None
Why?
of the drops. None of.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I just walked in here and sat down. It was never here, and I've been trying to get it, and I can't.
Then you didn't even ask me.
Oh, you know where it's at?
It could be in there.
It could be in where?
It's down there somewhere.
I know, but where?
Wow. I've been over here on my computer.
No.
Prepping, writing stuff down.
That's not
working hard over here.
What's this?
And you have nothing. You have no sounders, no nothing.
No, I've got.
You broke something this morning.
I didn't. I just sat down. And
Ian's off today. I swapped out with him since I was out of town on Monday.
There's nothing here.
And I walk in and John can't figure anything out today.
There's nothing here.
We have to call Ian in?
Wait a minute. Let me see. What happens if I do this?
That's scary when I hear those sounds.
Well.
What happens when I do this?
Oh, that's not right. That's not right.
Wow. I don't know what's going on.
I'm trying something. I looked at the playlist editor. Wow.
I don't know what's going on this morning.
I don't either. Should I try Station Play Studio? You could come over here for a second and take a look, and we could check it out, but there's not anything here.
I'll look at it real quick while you're. You can talk about things.
I can talk. Well, we're going to start with the governor. That's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to start with the governor, and of course we got some local high school sports because that stuff is happening. So, I went down below there, and I haven't come up with anything. So I don't. That's something I've never seen before. He's looking for something here. Anyway, yeah, because we're missing all our stuff here on the screen. I don't get it. Have you ever seen this before?
No.
He said no if you didn't hear that. He said no. So, anyway. We just don't have it. So we're looking for it, but we're going to get the show started this morning with the governor. Per Governor's Executive Order 180. And that's like different from a 160. So, yeah, you can. What happened there? No, that's not. Well, now that screen's not right. Holy smokes. That one is not right. You got to try and go down below or something there and grab that one back. You're doing all this there. Okay, you got that back. So, Anyway, the Governor's Order 180. Now, this is...
I'm listening.
I think this is awesome.
You do?
Yeah, because you know what it means.
What's that?
Well, she did it on about face.
Well, just on a couple things.
Well, it's a 180.
Yeah.
Right there. It says Order 180.
Oh.
That's a about face.
Okay.
So that's cool. That's an about face from the 160. Wasn't the other one a 160? Order 160. So face coverings must be worn at all times by athletes in practices and games when 6 feet of social distance cannot be maintained, except for occasional and fleeting moments. Athletes in football, soccer, and volleyball are required to wear face coverings since they cannot maintain 6 feet of social distance. Other Michigan Falls sports where distancing can be maintained are cross country, golf, and tennis. Athletes in swimming and diving are not required to have face coverings. Okay, well, wow. This is going to be real interesting starting a week from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what happens if, like, oh no, what happened there, boy? Now we're going dark all over here. Oh, we got that back. Well, at least we already know where to get that back at. So, what happens if somebody's like takes a handoff at the 10-yard line and is running down the sideline for a 90-yard touchdown?
And their mask comes off?
Well, no, if they get too winded, sucking air with the mask on.
That's true.
And then they tell the official, wait, can we just stop playing here for a second? Let me catch my breath. Everyone stay where they're at, exactly where they're at on the field, and then we'll start up again.
Yeah, we could try that.
You know, I get it. I just don't know how it's going to work, you know? And apparently we don't know how this is going to work either. So...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is not normal.
No, I've never seen this before in my life. So, anyway, so we got to find that out, how that does that. I personally, I think that there should be some, and I hate to do that, of course. I think there should be some official timeouts by the referees to kind of say, okay, let's grab some air here, guys, because we have to wear face masks.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, she's changed. Face coverings must be worn by athletes in practices and games when 6 feet of social distance cannot be maintained, except for occasional and fleeting moments. I wanted that defined a little more. What is occasional and fleeting moments?
Yeah.
I found a video this morning. I had a chance to look at it all that she's talking about. But it says athletes in football, soccer, volleyball are required to wear a face covering since they cannot maintain 6 feet of social distance. Other fall sports where distance can be maintained are cross country, golf, and tennis. Now, that's not necessarily true in cross country.
Well,
when you're starting, you're obviously all together.
yeah,
You could be running up. So if you're running up on somebody, do you have to like yell mask? You know, like when you're coming up from behind somebody when you're riding a bike, or so they move
On your
over.
left, on
Yeah,
your right.
right. You got to say mask. So then they have to put their mask up. Athletes, this is a good one here. Athletes in swimming and diving are not required to have face coverings.
Well, because they get soaked.
Well, yeah, but you could have like a breathing apparatus that could help you, some kind of a mask.
Oh, you mean like
A diving mask.
scuba?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can stay under the whole time and swim. So,
It's
but I'm just trying to figure out, like we were talking
we're not
before.
right, we're not making fun here. Obviously, this is a serious situation, but we're
Right.
really curious as to how this is all going to work out.
Well, especially when we're talking about this, and Facebook friend of mine was posting something to try to get signatures as part of a whole group too with football. Just trying to figure out how mouth guards and face masks work hand in hand. In high school football, especially, you have to either have a mouth guard that hangs from the face mask so the officials can see, or it has to be a colored mouth guard. So if somebody opens their mouth, you can see that it is a mouth guard, not a clear one. So any referee at any time can see, because you can throw a flag if you're not. That's part of the equipment.
What I'm thinking here is that for something like football and soccer and volleyball, maybe what they mean by face coverings is a shield and not a mask. You know, one of those clear shields.
Well, but most of those are only covering the
I know.
top portion, not the bottom. I know there are ones being made that can cover the bottom, but
So,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know whether they mean, because a shield would make more sense certainly in football.
Right.
There are actually shields in football helmets now. There are some players that,
Yeah, they cover just your eyes.
yeah.
But they are making one now that does cover the bottom, so you're not spraying out through the
Yes,
mask.
it would, well, the eye one wouldn't work. I mean, what's the point of having one?
Well, I know, but people want the eye one, so they're not getting their eye poked or.
You're right. No, I meant, just having the eye one won't work in this situation. So if you get shields and, I don't know how that's going to work, and especially, in collisions. like
Right.
in football. So, because, like on a 3rd and 1, the pileup probably does not qualify for an occasional or fleeting moment. It could be occasional, but I don't think it qualifies for fleeting because it takes a little while to unpile sometimes.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, we're going to find all this stuff out a week from today. The other thing that we haven't heard of is, Indiana and Ohio have already started this.
Right.
Have they done anything like this? I mean,
Not that I've seen. I've
are
seen
they
some
wearing
highlights
any
of stuff,
kind
and
face coverings down there in Indiana and Ohio high school football?
I've seen video from some, and
It doesn't appear so.
no.
Okay, because I'm just curious about it. That's all.
Yeah, and also, I've watched some on TV from different states. They're not wearing them.
Yeah.
I'm watching stuff going on. Watched Hard Knocks the last few weeks on HBO with the Chargers and the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
There's no player wearing any face covering, any masks.
Well,
Seen some of the college football games over the weekend. Nobody's wearing a mask.
right.
I mean, I understand she's trying to be safe with things.
Well, obviously, sure. Right?
But obviously, there has to be some type of common sense to say, look, this cannot be done this way. I mean, this is a different scenario with different sports, and especially one that you have to take a mouth guard in and out of your mouth. I mean, for one, wearing a mouth guard inhibits breathing already.
right.
On top of it, you're going to throw a mask in the mix. that's going to be even worse.
I know. I mean,
I don't know where somebody needs to step in. Again, this is one of those things where the end user is not making the decision.
well,
You know, you see this all the time where you go, well, this is how it should be done. And then you go, well, have you ever done it that way? Well, no, I don't do that. Oh, okay.
so this came out yesterday, right?
I believe so.
But we already have a soccer game before yesterday? Because we had soccer games yesterday.
Yes.
And so before this came out, the soccer players didn't have to have a face covering, but now they're going to have to
Correct.
have one.
Mm-hmm.
And so
And people were wearing.
like Onstead and Blissfield have face masks yesterday.
They should have. I saw
Soccer?
I saw a thing from a post from Celine where they were showing some kids that were wearing masks in their games.
Okay.
So they were, and I know Jen here at the station, son plays tennis, and they were playing tennis without it. But then when this thing kind of came down and said, "Oh, we all got to wear masks," then all of a sudden they were supposed to be wearing masks. Whether they wore them last night or not, I'm not sure. But they were talking about saying, "Look, our kids got to wear masks playing tennis now across from each other." Now, the only where it's if you're playing doubles, you do have a partner that you might get closer than 6 feet once in a while running into each other trying for a ball. But by and
doesn't
large,
look
in tennis, you're
but it doesn't look like tennis. You're required to have one.
no. But this just came out though. But at first, they just said anybody that's playing sports has to wear it, and then
Then they modify.
yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, the thing that, oh man, because like in soccer, let's face it, they're sucking wind
Mm-hmm.
and the play is nonstop.
Right.
So, and I don't know. I mean, do they have unlimited substitution in soccer and volleyball? Not so much maybe in volleyball, but the girls are still going to be breathing hard regardless of what you're saying. I mean, but soccer, they're running all over a field.
Yeah.
And just sucking wind, and it's going to be a lot of that's going to be similar in football, and I really don't know how this thing is going to work. I was just kind of curious if.
Well, I'm looking on
really
M Live right
gone
now, and
a
it's
mile.
this is from yesterday, September 9th, posted. So the latest word, who on Wednesday, Governor Whitmer Wednesday signed Executive Order 180, which clarifies mandates. Doesn't clarify much, but this clarifies mandates on face coverings for organized sports for practicing and competition. So the new order, again, that we're talking about. So I'm trying to look and see what is being said on here.
Well, it's just
So on Tuesday, MHSAA announced game officials for outdoor and indoor sports would not be required to wear face coverings, which is interesting. So the ref that's running around with them doesn't have to wear one. Now, I did see
think
somebody-
he should have one in his pocket, and just in case he's got to unpile a pile, he should probably put it on.
Well, I did see someone post the other day that they were talking about they were at a high school soccer game, and there's the one main referee, and then there's like the line judges and stuff, and was saying that the line judges were masked up, but the main one wasn't because he had to blow the whistle.
Oh,
So I mean, he did not have one on.
Slid in there, couldn't they?
It's tough.
A whistle slit.
Yeah, but then if you're missing it,
Oh, well, obviously, then they're not going to have them in football. 'Cause
So-
any one of the officials on the football field could blow the whistle.
right. So supposedly, okay, so MHSA Director Mark Ewell noted the Executive Order 153 said athletes were not required to wear a face covering if it would interfere with the activity. Then in last week's Executive Order 176, it mandated athletes wear them at all times. Now with 180, she has clarified those safety precautions. So, I don't know. I'm trying to see what the fleeting and occasional and fleeting moments are, but there's no clarification on those.
Well, okay. You know, we need to take a break. So can you give me some outro? Can you hum some outro music to get to the break?
No, I'll do this. You ready?
Okay. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to do something.
96.5 The Cave, home of the Lions.
All right, cool.
Well, then you're supposed to play a spot right after that.
Okay, we'll be right back right here on Inside the Cave on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
You have come to count on Citizens Gas Fuel Company to provide your home or business with natural gas for all your daily needs. However, did you know that Citizens Gas is much more than your local gas utility? Citizens also offers comprehensive sales and service departments dedicated to serving you. The next time you're in the market for a gas appliance such as a water heater, gas grill, or space heater, give them a call at 517-265-2144. And service doesn't end after the sale. Citizens' experienced service technicians can install your purchase for you. Just ask the customer service representative to schedule an appointment for a service technician to give you an estimate. Or if you encounter unexpected problems with a major home appliance, such as a furnace, water heater, dryer, range, or even air conditioner, give them a call at 517-265-2144 and schedule an appointment today. Citizens Gas will provide you with fast, friendly, and reliable service. So remember, Citizens Gas Fuel Company in downtown Adrian, your local gas company, and more.
I found us a place that wants to hire a few good employees. That's us.
Wait, does it pay well?
It does, and we can get meals and discounts on all kinds of things. The hours are flexible. They even offer scholarships, insurance, and a retirement plan.
Sounds too good to be true.
Nope, it's true.
McDonald's offers a wide variety of job and career opportunities from crew member to management. We're hiring for both our North and South Main locations in Adrian and at our Hudson Meridian Road McDonald's.
Concerned about what's in your food for your reptiles or fish? At Red Mill Pet Supplies, we research where our food comes from, so you don't have to. Our large, healthy adult crickets are always brought in from a good source and are stored in a clean environment. We also stock regular and giant-sized mealworms. For your small animals, fish, reptiles, and birds, all your pets need for a healthier, happier life can be found at 1111 West Chicago Boulevard, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and on Facebook at Red Mill Pet Supplies.
Michigan's auto insurance laws are changing, and that means drivers have a lot to think about, right, Steve Hayes?
People are going to have to be hands-on on their auto insurance. They've got a lot of choices here. Bodily injury limits or your PIP choice. You're going to stay unlimited, or do you want to ramp it down?
But one thing hasn't changed. The local independent agents at Hayes Insurance Agency. They know the new laws inside and out. And whether you're one of their customers or not, they'll help you make an intelligent, informed decision.
It's not uncommon for us to take calls for 5 hours a day of just questions. I get a lot of paperwork that might be intimidating, and we walk them through it. We don't tell people what they should do. We're going to give them the option.
From the simplest questions to the most complex, count on Steve Hayes and his staff at the Hayes Insurance Agency.
I want to be the agent that has the most knowledge about these new laws.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Hayes Insurance, 423-8316.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get auto, home, business, farm, and life insurance all from one agency? Well, that's where the D.S. Johnson and Associates comes in. They can help protect what is important to you. So why not simplify your life? See the D.S. Johnson and Associates in Adrian, Morenci, or Monroe, or give them a call today at 517-263-2582. Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio, subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
It's time to head back to school. Whether it's homeroom or homeschool, D&P will be there to make sure you can access what you need to keep pushing forward. Right now, get 250 meg internet and D&P Connect Pro, the most powerful whole home Wi-Fi ever for just $59.90 a month. Give us a call at 800-311-7340. That's 800-311-7340. Because at D&P, no matter what the future holds, we're here to power your tomorrow.
Looking for a great lunch or dinner to satisfy the whole gang? The Brick Wall Pub and Grill in downtown Adrian has it all. Juicy burgers, quesadillas, pizzas, salads, homemade soups, and so much more. Check their Facebook page for daily food and drink specials. Indoor and outdoor seating is available. Call 759-4072 for takeout orders. That's 759-4072. Join Crazy Karen for karaoke fun Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. The Brick Wall Pub and Grill. They're not just another brick in the wall.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The Cave at 965thecave.com. We have improvised a little return music.
Okay.
Get things going. And so now we're at the point where I can say, now it's time for a sports update here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. Take it away, Jeff. We don't have that either.
No, I know it. Well, the Onstead boys varsity soccer team started their 2020 season with a dominating 7-2 win over Blissfield. Wildcat goals were Bradley Van Brunt, Jake Buchanan, Wyatt Malinzak, Alexander Slaverio, and Lincoln Lipinski. Onstead also like to recognize two MVPs, Will Went and John Buchanan, whose defensive expertise shut down the Royals' attacks. Other soccer action last night in LCS over Quincy 9-1. I did see a tweet at half. They led 7-1 with 7 different goal scorers.
Nice.
It's good to have that kind of depth.
Yeah.
LCS
Grasshopper was working well.
That's right. Women's golf.
Wait a minute, before you get done with that soccer, I just want to say one thing. Anybody out there was at those soccer games, could you call us, somebody call us and tell us whether we were wearing face masks yesterday or not? Kind of curious. Give us a call at. Yeah, there you go.
265-4000.
Area code 517.
LCS girls golf. Again, over Onstead and Columbia Central. Swigum from LCS, Metzger from Onstead, and Tyndall from Columbia Central all were medalists at 44. But LCS is the winner. Adrian boys tennis lost to Hillsdale 5-3. But their 3 winners, Jared Stibe in 3 singles, Matt Andalak in 4 singles, Connor Barris and Jonah Shannonquet in 4 dubs were winners. And girls golf at Adrian, Bedford was the winner. That was at Bedford. Bedford won it. Adrian and Huron tied, but the 5th golfer for Adrian shot a lower score, so they won the tiebreaker with Ann Arbor Huron.
Congrats there.
Yes, still no word on whether Adrian Tecumseh football game will happen. I did get a little word last night. I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah?
They had SEC meetings yesterday, which Ann Arbor pushed everything back. Huron, Pioneer, and Skyline will delay their season openers in a full week, not starting like the rest of the state September 18th, but instead on Friday, September 25th. Supposedly this will pose a challenge for the SEC officials to sort things out. I don't know. I think it makes it easier. From the text I received yesterday was that Ann Arbor schools will begin football 1 week later than everyone else. This will eliminate any possibility of SEC having to reschedule football games.
Okay,
because they thought that they may not play at all.
Right. So that was what brought up the possibility, right? Apparently, that was crossover week.
Right.
And so Tecumseh was going to play in Ann Arbor school, and Adrian was going to be playing Huron, and if the Ann Arbor schools didn't play, then both Adrian and Tecumseh would have an open slot the same night.
Right.
And then they could have gotten together to play the game.
Right.
Okay.
So with that being said, now they don't have to worry about that.
So now they're just going to play 5 games instead of 6 and then go into the playoffs.
Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to find this.
Yeah.
If there's any story. MLive's got an Ann Arbor story here, but it doesn't really say anything more of what this does or doesn't do. So, but again, there's no reason there to change anything. So, as of right now, then they won't need to do anything. So the Adrian game, Adrian and Tecumseh, which was scheduled for week 2, will not happen. Coach Gilliam did say if it can't in the regular season, maybe we'll see each other in the postseason because everybody is live for the playoffs.
Right.
So depending, and I imagine they want to probably do it geographically.
Oh, yeah.
As much as we
got to
can.
figure that Adrian, Tecumseh, and Onstead are going to be going to the same place.
No, Onstead won't. They're just doing basketball, but I don't think it's.
They're not.
In football, they'll break it down more.
Oh, well, yeah, 8 divisions. They're not in.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So it'll just be Adrian and Tecumseh because last year Onstead ended up playing with Blissfield and Columbia Central, Hillsdale, all that. So, so anyway, we'll see if that happens. We don't know.
Well, that's just the way things are. It's such a don't know anything year. So
yeah, and I spoke with the last couple of days with all the athletic directors of except for one of the schools we're going to where I'll be broadcasting from, trying to just talk with them and figure out their protocol. And, the Pinckney guy said, hey, we got one room, there's one press box. We'll probably have some room. You're going to have to wear a mask. And I said, okay, we'll see it. Talking with a mask. At least this mask I have here, it's not too big of a difference, so I might have to wear that.
Well, in case you don't know, he just put the mask up for a couple of words there. So
yeah.
How is it different for you?
I mean, this one's not bad. It's just more of the face covering. It's the gaiter that I can pull up, and so it does help some. And you can tell a little bit difference, but not huge. Now, like I talked with Kubiak at Columbia Central, and he said they got a smaller press box anyway. They're trying to figure everything out. He says since we have limited stands, he said we may just put a tent up, a pop up in the top of the stands right by the press box, rope it off, and then you'll be out there and you won't have to worry about a face covering or anything like that because you'll be outside. And so you and I are both going to have to each week we go somewhere. It's going to be a little different.
And what the scenario you just described, it's not like we haven't done that numerous times.
Well, that's
before.
I told him, I said, look, I'm as flexible as you'll find.
Yeah.
We've been out, the last 2 years I have done games from the sidelines, walking back and forth along. I was like the sideline reporter, but I was actually doing the play-by-play.
Yeah.
Just with, most of our equipment hooks up through cell phones. It can.
Right.
And so I just had the cell phone in my pocket with my headset hooked up to it.
That was what Catholic Central. Right?
Catholic Central. And then last year I was at Lincoln with Onstead playing Catholic Central, and I was walking up and down the sidelines there because they have Lincoln's got a beautiful facility, but they have a terrible press box.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to tell John Johnson from MHSAA about don't play any more playoff games there.
When Blissfield went up to Rouge.
Yeah.
Or, excuse me, Bishop Foley.
Right.
To play Rouge, and for some reason, even though there was plenty of room, they kicked everybody out of the press box except for the coaches.
Right.
And so we sat in the stands, and it was really cold.
Well, in a different...
I came close not to being able to finish that game. I was so cold.
In a different life, years ago when we were on opposites calling the same game, we were in Dearborn.
Oh, God. Well, that thing.
And it rained, and my partner and I were on top of the press box under a pop-up tent that we kept pushing the water off all night long because it kept almost hitting us on our head. I had no stats. I had as much as I could do to try to cover the equipment up so it wasn't getting ruined. John Kane is in a pickup truck in the far end of the one end zone broadcasting. And the worst thing about it is he's got Pat on the sidelines with mud up to his knees.
But he had his rain gear on.
Oh, that really helped a lot. I'd never been so wet in my entire life as that game there. Actually, one of the worst ones was years before that. We did on one of Hudson's runs when they went to the Silverdome. So that's how long ago it was. We went to Olivet High School, and I was talking to the AD during the week. Said, "Oh, we got a great spot for you. We got a brand new press box that we built. It's perfect. You're gonna love it." Okay, so this is late in the playoffs. It's pretty cold out. Didn't bring as much gear because they said we got a spot in the press box. So we get there, and the person says, "Oh, here, come on in. Look at the new press box. Here's the coaches over here. This is a game. People here. There's this people here. You're right through this door here." They open a door, and it goes to a patio. It was outside. It was a landing area. It was all cemented. It had a fence, but this is, here, we'll open this door and take you to your spot. And it was on top of a hill in the wind. I'd never been so cold in my life. Luckily, some of the Hudson people that I knew were on the other side of the stadium, and it was blocked from the wind because the home side was a hill and the visiting side was below the hill, so they missed all the wind. And so we actually had some parents that came over and brought us some blankets because they're like, "We're not as cold as we thought we were going to be, and you guys look like you're freezing." And we were. They were so happy to take us to the new spot in the press box that was outside.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So anyway, we each probably have some wonderful high school sports stories. But speaking of high school sports, though, when Tecumseh Indians open their football season, it could be one of two guys at the quarterback position. And Steve Barkway talked with Indians head coach Greg Dolson about that.
Right now, we kind of caught a battle at quarterback. We got a young kid, two young kids really. Jaden Amaya was a sophomore last year, played a little bit of quarterback for us in some spots. He's coming back as a junior. And then a young man named Jacob Burns, who's a sophomore. Those two kids are battling right now, and I feel good with however it plays out, whether it's Jaden or Jake, and they each have a different skill set. So we'll see how it shakes out going into the season.
Again, that was Tecumseh football coach Greg Dolson. So when LCS hits the field next Friday, they'll have their first ever game as 8-man. So LCS coach Bill Wilhelm talked with Barkway, and again, it's the first time the Cougars will play 8-man football.
It is. It's our first year that we'll be doing that, and the conference, the SCA, everybody now is 8-man except for Pittsford, who joined the TCC as an 11-man team. So, but otherwise, we finally back into the league, and we'll be playing a ton of league opponents.
Again, that was Coach Bill Wilhelms. He's going to talk more about Friday about what to expect in the 8-man. We'll have that tomorrow. So that's interesting. Again, they get to play but to play conference games. I imagine that's going to be, the last couple of years they've, played, what was it, Climax twice, I think, or not Climax. Right. It was I don't remember what team they played twice now. Somebody that wasn't
Athens
very good,
or somebody like that.
So,
I don't know.
Because Climax is usually actually pretty good, but they, it's good to actually have some opponents that they can play against.
Well, and that was the whole
and have
reason
some rivalry
behind the 8-man. It wasn't that they didn't have enough on the roster to play 11. They did, but they couldn't get games. So
yeah, them and Climax and Pittsford were basically the only three. And Pittsford, now gets into Tri-County just for football. And same thing, Climax was always a good power in Division 8. I remember reading the article a couple years ago when them having to make the switch and said, look, we have 45 guys on the sidelines. It's not like we can't field an 11-man team.
Right.
But when you can't find opponents, you have to adjust. And more and more smaller schools are realizing the fact that 8-man's a pretty good football. It's fun to watch. It's exciting. It's one of those that's either 50 to 45 or it's 6-0. There's really not a lot of in between, but it's one of those things where I think after it's been played now for a few years, there's actually now 2 divisions. There's more teams playing it. And I think a lot of these smaller schools that are always having to worry about not having a JV program or having to play young kids against the older kids all the time and getting their butt kicked. I think it's more and more now people are realizing that, hey, with this 8-man stuff, we can be more consistent year to year. It gives us an opportunity to be better. And so, I think it's a smart move for a lot of these schools to do that.
Well, like you said, it's not the competition because let's face it, last year Lenawee Christian was certainly the second best school in Division 8 in the state and came close to being the best school in Division 8 in the state. So it's not like they can't play.
Right.
So, I think, he's queuing. Wait. Okay, we'll be back with more. You're on 96.5 The Cave and 96.5thecave.com.
I'm Stan the Man, I am, and I have to say it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
Working with people who need assistance, be it the elderly or those with medical issues, takes a very special person. Someone who is compassionate and caring. Are you that person? If you are, Hillsdale County Medical Care Facility wants to talk to you. This is a 5-star rated facility and they are hiring. They have openings for LPN and RN positions. They offer tuition reimbursement and a signing bonus. Work full-time or part-time in a facility rated by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best nursing homes in 2019. Visit hillsdalemedicalcare.org.
Even though school buildings are closed statewide for the remainder of the school year, the Lenawee Intermediate School District has been hard at work developing and implementing a continuity of learning plan for our students. This is a unique challenge, and LISD instructors and support staff have worked diligently to provide a variety of distance learning options that best suit the needs of each student. The LISD appreciates your patience and understanding as we learn together how best to serve Lenawee students during this unprecedented time. To view our learning plan and the latest COVID-19 updates, visit lisd.us/COVID19.
Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Lisa.
As the new owners of Noggle Heating and Cooling, we assure you that we are still your local Lennox dealer.
Don't just guess if you're getting the best. We know you'll feel comfortable in your home with a Lennox. A Lennox will make the air cooler, warmer, drier, cleaner, and better, with innovative systems that are exceptionally quiet and energy efficient.
Our crew has the expertise and resources to serve you in the best possible way.
Call 423-3121. We're ready to serve you at Noggle Heating and Cooling.
Everybody huddle up. Here's the play. If you wear any kind of screen-printed item, go to ProMed Uniform and get your company logo, school spirit wear, fundraiser events, family reunions, any screen printing needs. If you need custom embroidery, go to ProMed Uniform and get your varsity jacket, company logo, corporate apparel, or just that special embroidered item. Score! Let's repeat that play. Nobody can beat it. ProMed Uniform is Lenawee County's premier embroidery and screen printing destination. All screen printing and embroidery is done in-house. ProMed Uniform is where quality work and the best pricing in Lenawee County come together. Please support local businesses and shop ProMed Uniform for all your screen printing and embroidering needs. T-shirts, varsity jackets, corporate apparel, screen printing, embroidery. ProMed Uniform, 937 West Beecher in Adrian.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The Cave here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. The visuals are especially bad here this morning. So,
see how you pot it down like this.
There we go. Cool. All right. And we are back.
Yes, we are. Hey, we do have some new stuff inside the cave as well. This has been 1 hour that's went off the rails from the start.
Right
so
from the beginning. Yeah.
Why not keep it that way? But we do have a new Adrian College football helmet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, JR went and grabbed that. Toby Ernst got him that. Talked with Duff.
I
and
see
said,
it over there on the.
so we got that on the shelving unit.
Shelf, yeah.
Behind you, we got a nice, pretty Blissfield football helmet.
Oh yeah, right.
And then we have a Blissfield baseball jersey hanging up here as well. The infamous number 18, which is none other than Coach Tuttle's jersey.
Really?
We're going to have it in here. Tut wanted his own in here.
Okay.
So
he was probably he wanted his own in here. He was probably he was pissed after virtual. He was just pissed.
But all I can do is look at that jersey.
He's storming. He probably went out to the. There's nobody there on the baseball field at Blissfield. He probably went out to the dugout and was storming around. Well, one win. What are you guys doing here?
Yeah, just yelling at people. No, I look at that jersey and I can just. I look up there and I can just all of a sudden hear, "Damn it, Bo, you missed a sign."
Yeah, there you go.
I can hear Tut hollering at me for missing a bunt sign or missing a squeeze or something.
He did that a lot to you, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
I know.
Tut's a very successful coach.
For a reason.
Yeah, and very animated and enjoys.
He enjoys the game. There's no question.
He does. He does. I'll never. I mean, I grew up. I had an uncle that took me to a lot of Legion games with him and my dad and stuff, and so I watched this before I even got to high school. And so then my freshman year, I got called up to varsity. I'm catching. We're playing against Blissfield. So my first interaction ever with Coach Tuttle is he was not happy with the strike zone from Mr. Umpire at the time. So I'm catching. So he Tut tells us whoever's batting at the time, the guy had a couple bad calls in his opinion, has him step out of the box. Coach Tuttle walks all the way down, doesn't have him come to him. Coach walks all the way down. The batter is a foot out of the batter's box. Coach has got his arm around him, talking to the player, but staring directly at the umpire and saying, Johnny, I don't know who the kid, I don't remember, but he's like, hey, Johnny, just, don't worry about it. This guy doesn't know the strike zone. You don't know. You're going to have to swing at everything, or you're going to have to be prepared because we don't know what's coming next. He hasn't called a consistent strike all day. And I'm just dying. I'm, a 14-year-old freshman watching him for years coaching, and I've got my mask on. And I was just like, is this for real? What is this? You know, then I ended up playing for him for 2 years in the summer, and I knew exactly what it was. But, you know, there was you had to play.
Oh,
He
sure.
was a little intimidating at times, and but he got a lot of wins.
Oh, gosh.
And he's been around a long time.
1,300 and still counting.
Yeah, and still counting. But yeah, so when JR went down there to Blissfield and Walentowski gave him the stuff, said, yeah, if we're going to have one hanging,
okay,
it's going to
that's
be
cool.
the Tuttle's actually. And a friend of mine did, we tweeted it out, and a friend of mine said, oh, my God, and you even got Touch jersey. And, yeah, I said to him, I said, yeah, I'm going to look at that and feel like I'm missing a sign. He's going to be yelling at me for something.
So is that Red Wings flag new too?
I think it might have been somewhere else. He wanted to put it, so I think he put it on the door. But we're going to get
A little remodeling going on.
But JR did talk to a couple different. Who you talk? Ryan Love, I think's got some stuff for him from Morency now that we got. So we're basically all we're missing. And the Clinton stuff I had is something I brought in that was when I was a manager back in elementary school. That's a jersey from the 70s. So we need something new from Clinton.
Okay.
We need Addison, right? We're still missing Addison and Morency and Sand Creek, I think, are the only schools.
Well, we'll do some inventory take here.
I think it's only and Siena. We don't and I know JR did talk to Matt, and I talked to Doug Goodnow the other day. He was going to try to get us something as well. So we've got that. We're efforting Siena, and I think Morenci's in the works. JR's just got to get down there to get it. So we just need something from the Creek and from the Panthers. And then I think we're set with everything from Lenawee County.
Okay.
And so we need to get our maintenance guy in here now so we can get a shelf up so we can put all our helmets on the shelf.
Right. And the we got to create the spot of honor.
The weekly.
Yep, the weekly spot of honor.
Which I got an idea on that too. That when things get a little better,
right?
That
when we get back into everything happening, at least.
Yes.
So we can kind of
because I want to. We talked about a while ago. I want to do take the cave on the road.
Oh yeah.
So maybe if we go to a certain school that week or whatever, that could be the spotlighted.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're on the cave. You had the spot of honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. But again, this has been a show off the rails. But I just had to mention we got the new Blissfield stuff in here. I talked with last Friday. I had Terry Berry in. Why the gloves are still over there. It's hard to work the board with the receiver's gloves on. Yeah, you got your gloves on, but those are ones, those are a little made for catching and more for playing football. It's got the Wildcat logo on when you put your hands together.
Yeah, they're cool looking gloves.
Yeah, but it was a little hard to run the board. I was trying to type and look stuff up.
You put them on and try to run the board.
Yeah.
Well, they're not as thin as these.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I took them off and left them over there. I did tell. I told Dan. I said, Coach, I got your gloves you sent me. I'm wearing them right now. And week 1, we've got Onstead at Columbia Central, so I might have to break them out again.
You mean week 4?
Week 1 for us.
Well, week 4 for them.
No, it'd still be their week 1 playing.
I get it, but it's schedule-wise, we're working on week 4.
But you disregard the first 3 because they're non-existent.
And if we'd have known about this earlier on, we could have maybe virtually done the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, we could have. we could have. We could have had. We could have had a.
There's no way we had enough time.
9-game schedule for them and figure it all out. We could have done it for them.
Yeah, we could have handled that for them,
but we'll start it.
We're grateful for what we got.
Yeah, and because next week we will be starting high school football, and
right.
So. And I've talked about, and I know you and I haven't broke it down yet, but we were going to have a cave meeting soon anyway, is maybe flip-flopping some Thursday, Friday with the normal guy that I do with on Fridays.
Oh.
and have him do Thursday with Ian.
Oh.
And you can do Friday with me.
Oh.
And we can do a whole Friday morning of high school football.
Oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Except for you'd have to get up early on Friday morning and
Yeah.
not come in till 9 on Thursday. You can do that.
Well. Yeah.
Oh, because you just come in and do an interview at 9, you can do that anyway.
Yeah.
Not get here till 9.
Oh, well, it'll be talked about.
Yes, it will. I think we just made an executive decision.
No.
I think we
not yet.
I think we did.
No, not yet. We'll talk about it. We'll see.
Hey, there's the music.
Oh yeah, right.
1 hour in the books, and we got through,
We got through
hardly anything.
A third of the update.
Yeah,
That was it.
but that's all right. That is okay because we still got another hour left. That gives us other stuff to talk about with more right here.
Right here.
96.5 The Cave.
And
965thecave.com.
Long Motor Sales in Tecumseh is asking for your help. Please do your part and wear a face mask while you're in public spaces. Do it for the kids, if not for yourself. We want our kids to be able to go back to school this fall. A friendly reminder that you can shop Long's current inventory online at longmotorsales.net.
New to the lot this week at Long Motor Sales is a black 2014 GMC Terrain. This all-wheel drive SUV is great on gas. Roomy, but not too big. Stylish and well taken care of. Some features include power steering, remote keyless entry, and only 111,000 miles. Stop in and tell Eric you want to take this car for a ride today.
If your vehicle needs an oil change or a major overhaul or repair, take it to Long's Automotive Service. Nathan Long has over 15 years of experience as a certified technician, giving you dealership quality service at a low price. Long Motor Sales and Long Automotive Service in Tecumseh. Long, a name you know and trust.
Is your vehicle so dirty that little kids are writing wash me notes on it?
My hands are all dirty.
Is your wife ashamed to ride with you?
Let's take my car.
Is your vehicle so dirty that it looks like it's a different color?
I thought your car was white.
Then it's time to go to Sudsy Does a Car Wash. We know you want your car to look great, so try Sudsy Does a Car Wash in Tecumseh.
Sudsy Does a Car Wash, Gary's Quick Lube too.
Are your floors screaming for a makeover? If so, O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering in Tecumseh, with their combined 160 years of experience, wants to help. O'Connor & Sons sell and install many styles of floor covering. They have the area's largest selection of luxury vinyl tile and planks, which are completely waterproof. O'Connor & Sons also carries Cali Bamboo, which are the world's hardest floors. Pet problems? No worries. They have pet-proof carpet that is guaranteed against all pet stains. O'Connor & Sons Floor Covering on Russell Road in Tecumseh. Call them at 423-6170, or for more information, check them out on Facebook at O'Connor & Sons Flooring.
Is your asphalt driveway cracking? Does it need maintenance? After years of wear and tear, this is Rocky from K&B Asphalt Paving and Seal Coating. We do seal coating, hot rubber crack filling, and unlike others, we also do our own striping, patching, and paving. We are your one-stop shop for all your driveway and parking lot needs. We have 25 years of expertise and are fully insured for commercial and residential work. Visit us online or call 264-2541 for more information. At K&B Asphalt, we pledge to keep our customers satisfied by providing expert service with quality materials at a competitive price.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports. Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. This is Inside the Cave. on 96.5 FM and 965thecave.com. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle, where we give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports, interview area coaches and players, and get you ready to start your day.
Good morning.
Now grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass, because it's time to go inside the cave.
All right, welcome back inside the cave here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. Well, I think that's the most we've ever been derailed.
Probably.
Because we only got through 1/3 of the update. And we better finish, which means we have a number of things to do this hour, and it's going to start off with the Tigers. A scintillating matchup with the Brewers yesterday.
Scintillating.
Yeah. There was a lot of sin there, and none of it was on the Brewers' side. So what did they say? I mean, Milwaukee scored 19 for the first time in a decade.
Yeah. They looked... they were pretty good.
Yeah. And Boyd was not.
No, a day after the Tigers climbed to within a game of the playoff spot. The roof caved in. Some say it was the worst Tigers loss ever. I don't know. If they've lost, they've had a lot of big losses.
Same thing happened a couple weeks ago.
I know. They
pulled within a game, and then they threw that clunker again against Milwaukee.
Right.
10 walks and 2 hit batters.
Well, and the thing about it was that time they went into a series with Minnesota, who was leading the Central. They went in and swept them, knocked down to third. Tigers are, woohoo, look what's going on. And then their wheels fell off again.
And then they had to go to another series in Minnesota, lost 4 or 5, and then they come back for the Brewers. They turned it around that first game, got the W. Now they're ready. And then this.
Yeah, they gave up 19 runs, scoring none themselves. Brewers had 5 homers, 8 doubles, setting a franchise record for 13 extra base hits. Matthew Boyd dropped to 1-6, allowing 7 runs and 8 hits in 3+ innings. He walked 4 and struck out 2. Tigers didn't manage a base runner until Willie Castro's 1-out triple in the 5th.
I mean,
Castro added a single in the 8th for the Tigers' only other hit. At one point, I was listening to that. I was in the office working, and I had that on in the background. And first off, the announcers were talking about how should they have a 10-run rule.
Yeah.
And so they were joking about that. But then at one point, too, I think Castro got his other hit, and he said that Willie Castro was 2 for 3, and I think the rest of the Tigers were 0 for 22 or something at that time. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So
it was just the Tigers still have a shot.
Oh, they do
in the postseason. They're nipping at the Yankees' heels for the last spot. So Gardenhire, what's he going to do? I mean, is he committed? Does he still have to pitch? Boyd, he's got 1 win, and he has looked not shaky. He's looked bad.
Well,
in those losses, and 12 base runners in 3 innings.
So the problem is when you talk about that, they've had to bring up Mize, had to bring up Skubal. Turnbull's been hit and miss. He's gotten better lately.
Yeah, but
but those are 3 pitchers right there that you did not even count on to be really pitching and winning games for the Tigers this year very much. And those are the ones that have been most consistent recently.
Well, I
Skubal was great the other night. Turnbull threw well the other night.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm just saying, if you're in a playoff situation here, I just assume they pitch the young guys if they're going to give up 19 runs, then have Boyd do it.
Oh, I know. Well, the last guy that threw for him and gave up a couple home runs was Travis Demerit, their outfielder.
Yeah.
He was throwing 80-mile-an-hour
Batting practice.
Oh, and they were just turning and crushing the ball. I mean, they were sitting there going, "Thank you for this."
How many did they have yesterday? 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here is the kicker of it all. After yesterday in bad pitching by Boyd, we're going to have a Jordan Zimmerman sighting today.
Oh, I know.
Another retread coming off of the DL. And he's going to start the second game today. He's in the final weeks of a 5-year, $110 million deal. He signed prior to the 2016 season.
You know,
but with the exception of a dominant first month in 2016, very little has gone right for him. He went 1-13 with a 6.91 ERA last year, but they still didn't cut him. They brought him back, and then he gets hurt 5 days before opening day.
You know, I don't know how anybody makes money in baseball. You know, you give out these mega deals, and you get nothing. I mean, even look at Cole for the Yankees.
Right.
He was unhittable last year. And they give him this gigantic, what was it, 10-year deal?
Yeah, he's making some money.
Who gives a pitcher? A pitcher can fall off the face of the earth in a half a season.
Yes.
And he gets a 10-year deal. And now he's won a few games, but he's nothing like he was last year.
No. So we'll see what happens today. They got a doubleheader against the Cardinals.
But I'm all for, just say, hey, if Boyd can't help us.
No, I'd bring up, you got Manning maybe down. You got other people down somewhere that you could bring up that can be a little better than what's going on. We'll see. But I tell you what, until last night again, it was yesterday afternoon. Until then, and the way they've been playing, this is a vintage Ron Gardenhire team, though. I mean, this is kind of what he did in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He was flirting with the wild card race every year or getting in it. And he might have had one or two good players around him, but he always made these other players better. I mean, it was just amazing how you're like, these are a bunch of nobodies. How is Gardenhire? I wish they would have hired him when they hired Osmus a few years ago. I think Gardenhire would have really made some things happen. But I think one thing with Gardenhire, again, he's so intuitive, and he knows this game well, and there's a difference right now in this short season too. There's a feel for the game. The analytics are out there, but I think in a 60-game season and the way things are going, there's a lot of, just I feel like this and I think that, and I'm going to make these moves, and there might not be the analytical stamp on it to say this is why it should be done, but he's got some people playing. And I tell you, when you look at like Willie Castro, what he's been able to do, Candelario recently, what he's been able to do, Victor Reyes, there's 3 young guys right there that could be building blocks for a pretty good Tiger team. And then you look at Skubal and Mize.
I was wishing that they would have gone in that direction before the trade deadline and dealt,
nobody wanted them.
Did they try?
Nobody. I would have hoped they would try.
I mean,
but the problem
would have dealt Boyd.
But the problem this year with any of that is you could only deal people off the 60-man player pool that you had.
Right. So I'd say, let's just go young all the way, and we'll make our mistakes. But I don't.
Yeah, but I think people weren't willing to give up some of their 60-man player pool for a guy like Boyd. If I'm a GM for another team, I sure the heck wouldn't give up somebody that's sitting in my, training facility for him.
Well, what I'm saying is there's something wrong with Boyd. He's thrown enough this year that there's something wrong. I don't know if it's physical. mental. He's working on his delivery, but whatever it is, they haven't solved it. And, you know, I'm just now wishing they could have dealt him and moved on with you know, what Gardenhire wants to do. And even if they'd have dealt him, it wasn't like they were giving up on the season.
Right.
So, but you can't keep trotting him out there and winding up getting in a game that's over after 3 innings.
I know. I agree.
So I don't know what they're going to do there, but it's you know, and if they don't make the postseason, you know, he's probably going to bear a fair amount of the brunt.
Well, I know.
So,
but right here,
what? He's searching.
No, I'm ready.
You're ready?
Tigers have. This is a tweet from Wojo the other day from the Detroit News.
Yeah.
But it said, at the risk of being called overly optimistic, short-sighted, and generally up to no good. But he said, is it possible the Tigers have uncovered 3 potentially legitimate bats? Willie Castro hitting .364, J-Mark Candelario .319, and Victor Reyes .309. I mean, that's 3, and they're playing well, and they're not bad fielders either.
And the other sad thing is, you know, losing Jones for the season.
Right.
He's not even been in the lineup, and what could have he done?
Yes, the way he was playing.
The way he was playing before, you know, he broke his hand.
Right.
Or it got broke for him.
Right. But you know what's different, too, is they do have a different hitting coach now than they did a few years ago. And you look at the consistency that these guys – but you look at – Candelario went like 0 for 17 to start this season, you know, and then he's hitting 319 since. I mean,
yeah,
they saw something in him, able to tweak it, and so it was good. I'm happy with, you know, again, how they're doing. I know there's up and down on some certain times, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm just excited for the youth that they have out there.
Right.
So
anyway, the Tigers, of course, after Tuesday, hit the mark for one of the guys. So Ian's on the precipice here.
Yeah, he said they would win 19 games, and they now
the Tigers have to lose the last 19 games of the season for him to qualify.
Right. They got to get going a little bit. I was the highest predictor at 37.
Yeah, they'll have to get going a little bit to get that. 37. That's.
They're gonna have to get on a hot streak.
18. They have to win 18 of 19 to get to 37.
They're going to have to get a hot streak going.
Hot streak, okay. That'll definitely get them in the playoffs if they get to 37.
That's right. That's like Kenny and I are in a golf league, and we're in the last place. It's our first year ever doing it.
Yeah, right.
So next week is the last week, and you play. It's a positional round, and there's 20 teams, so we're playing the 19th place team. Okay. And you score 20 points max on a round is how you can win.
Yeah.
We have to win 19 out of the 20 to be able to take over the 19th spot. So, again, you know, it's kind of impossible. But, hey.
No, it's still possible.
As they said in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, right.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So you got to get that. Ian's got to have the Tigers lose the last 19.
As bad as that 19-0 loss was, the Braves beat the Marlins 29-9. I was reading there that they had a guy at 3 home runs. He had 9 RBIs. His last one was a grand slam. He had 9 RBIs on the day.
I heard they had the water boy pitch in the last inning.
Probably did.
Marlins, because, you know, just throw him up there.
You know, and that's the hard part. You don't want to put a pitcher out there, but you don't want to hurt a position player.
No, but
because those guys aren't used to throwing. Like Demerit yesterday, the one announcer kept saying, because at the end, he gave up a couple, and then he's like, look, he's getting tired. He was at 83, 84. Now he's at like 77. He was, you could see he was down a little, and they're like,
well, could they have had the bullpen coach pitch that last inning?
I don't know who.
Is that legal?
It's one of those throw in a white flag type of a thing, but 29 to 20. How you scored? They scored 11 runs in the second inning.
Is that like a record?
It is the most ever. Well, the franchise record for runs. I was reading that, and they did this, in 8 innings because they didn't have to bat in the ninth. They're the home team.
8 innings.
So I think they scored the most ever in 8 innings. There's some teams that had scored 30, but they had to. I don't think that they hit it in 8.
They averaged more than 3.5 runs an inning.
So there's, and the first inning they put up 0.
So in 7 innings?
Then they went 11. 2, 3, 6, 3, 4. Didn't score in the 8th. So they didn't score in the first or the 8th. So they scored those 28 runs in innings 2 through 7.
Yeah, I would have put up in the 7th, bottom of the 7th. I would have pinch hit for everyone. Make sure I didn't have any of my players in there in case they might get hit by the pitcher.
29 runs. Well, and yesterday, Demerit, the first person he pitched against for the Tigers was Christian Yelich, who's the league leader. He got him out. But this, so they had 23 hits, 29 runs on 23 hits. Players of the game, Duvall, 3 for 4, 5 runs, 9 RBIs, 3 home runs. So it's 3 for 4 with 3 home runs and 2 walks.
Okay.
Then he struck out. Acuna, 3 for 4, 4 runs, 5 RBIs. So just.
So and as far as the Tigers,
7 home runs, 23 hits, 7 home runs.
As far as the Tigers go, you got to go 18-19.
Yeah.
Ian's got to go 0-19. I at least have a shot, I think.
What were you?
I got to go 9-10. I picked 28.
Okay.
9-10. I might have a shot.
You might, because they've been playing right around 500 ball, just under 500 this whole season.
So, who knows? But hopefully I'm wrong, because I'd love for them to get into the 30s.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Really?
That you're wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh,
I know.
speaking of that.
The truth hurts, doesn't it?
Speaking of that,
Okay, go
Ian's
ahead.
not here.
Yes.
And, of course, he's usually here with me on Thursdays, and we always pick games on Thursdays. Well, last Thursday we picked 4 games. They were playoff games in the NBA and the NHL.
And we're not doing that today because usually
No.
on Friday I make fun of you guys.
Yeah, right.
And I don't want to make fun of myself tomorrow. So
You got enough people to do that for you?
Exactly.
Okay. So, anyway, we picked the games, and technically, we went 2-2, but he picked Toronto to beat the Celtics, which they did by 1 point. He picked up Flyers to beat the Islanders, and they did by 1 goal in double overtime.
Just a scooch.
Yeah, but you notice they're home now.
Yes.
The Flyers.
That's
So he has 2. He's got a +2. Me, on the other hand, just because he picked Vegas first to beat Vancouver, I said, I'll take the other V. Not only did Vancouver win, they Schneidered them 4-0. And then I picked the Clippers to beat Denver. Again, he picked Denver first. I picked the Clippers, and the Clippers won 115-89. So I'm like, a +30, and he's a +2. I should have got the sweep there. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of that. What?
That's just how it rolls. But you don't always have to pick the opposite.
I like to get my winning percentage up there. That's why I picked the opposite of Ian, because I know I can do that.
That's very true. That is very true. And the funny thing is, are you going to do this all? You're going to stick to it all year for football?
I might. I don't know. I might make some differences.
No, don't. Let's just roll it. Run with it all year.
Run with it all year.
We're going to have picks coming out. JR is going to put them on on Twitter and
like the football picks.
So we're picking all 16 NFL games. We're going to have guest picker. This first week's guest picker is Andy Maines.
And they're all supposed to be in by noon today.
Yes.
But I'll just tell you one of my picks. Just despite Ian, I picked the Dolphins to beat the Patriots.
So John was saying that he should just he told JR,
just give me the opposite of
whatever
Ian.
The opposite of Ian. You should just run with it all year. Just
I could win. I could win.
That would be it would be very fun to see if you just choose the opposite of Ian the whole season and see who does actually win.
Because when we started this kind of thing, the picks that he and I were doing on Thursdays, I wanted to pick against the spread. He says, no, we're just going to pick the winners. I said, you can't do that. You got to pick against the spread. But no, he didn't want to do that. So whatever.
Yeah, I think you ought to.
Yeah, I think we ought to too. So the previous Thursday, when we had the picks, I was 5 out of 6.
I know the one you got wrong.
I know.
Was the one that you actually went against or went with him.
That was a mistake.
I know.
Got the sweep.
That's what I'm saying. You oughta.
Okay, we're gonna see how that goes. Hey, are you dialing that up? Are you dialing that up? Because it's kind of break time. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if he's dialing it up. He's doing something there. Anyway, it is break time. Here we go. We'll be back with more here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
You potted up?
Advantage of our advanced placement courses and early college program. Columbia School District, from preschool and early fives through high school and adult education. Learning today, leading tomorrow. Visit us at myeagles.org.
You'll hit a home run every time with Hayes Insurance Agency.
Their team of independent agents will cover all the bases
and find you the right policy at the best price.
For your car, your home, your business, whatever you need.
Hayes Insurance, serving residents of Lenawee County and beyond for over a half century.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com. In 1968, Tigers great Jim Northrup hit 2 grand slams in one game.
And ever since, the Hayes Insurance Agency has been hitting grand slams for all its customers in Lenawee County and beyond.
For your car, your home, your farm, your business, count on Hayes Insurance Agency.
On Occidental Highway between Adrian and Tecumseh.
Call 517-423-8316.
Call Hayes Insurance, get all the insurance you need.
Or visit HayesINS.com.
This is Pam Campbell, Superintendent of Columbia Schools. Columbia Central High School has a focus on STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. The caring teachers at Columbia make a difference for our students. Many students enjoy STEM courses in forensic science, sports medicine, and engineering. High school students take advantage of our advanced placement courses and early college program. Columbia School District, from preschool and early fives through high school and adult education. Learning today, leading tomorrow. Visit us at myeagles.org.
I found us a place that wants to hire a few good employees. That's us.
Wait, does it pay well?
It does. And we can get meals and discounts on all kinds of things. The hours are flexible. They even offer scholarships, insurance, and a retirement plan.
Sounds too good to be true.
Nope, it's true.
McDonald's offers a wide variety of job and career opportunities from crew member to management. We're hiring for both our North and South Main locations in Adrian and at our Hudson Meridian Road McDonald's.
We are so grateful to our local heroes, those serving our community every day. To the people working at our grocery stores, we are encouraged by your bravery as you keep our homes stocked with food. To our first responders, how we are grateful for your courage when you come to the need of our community. To our medical personnel and their support teams, working on the front lines to combat this deadly virus. Words are not enough to express our gratitude. So as a community, let us join together while keeping appropriate social distancing and tell our local heroes how much we love and appreciate their sacrifice and the sacrifices of their loved ones. May God's mighty hand protect and guide each of you during these uncertain times.
This message is brought to you by 3-Dimensional Physical Therapy, 3D PT, because people matter.
As you feel the blades of grass tickle your bare feet, a subtle breeze stirs the green leaves overhead. There you are, sipping a cold drink, admiring the beauty and solitude of your own landscaped backyard. The realization has set in. Calling Sealers Landscape and Design was the best and easiest decision you've ever made. Their 3D design program brought your paradise to life. Now for the tough decision. Where to put the hammock. Call Sealers Landscape and Design at 442-4823 for a free estimate today.
Build your own deal. That's right. You can go to suburbanchevroletofclinton.com, click on the vehicle you are interested in, choose the options you want, and actually build your own deal. You can also get your trade appraisal, set up your financing, and choose picking it up or we'll deliver it to you. How much easier can it get? This is Josh Holly, General Sales Manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton on the corner of M52 and US 12. Let's see you driving your new Chevy today. Make the choice at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton.
The Springs BP on West US 223 near Onstead Highway is your locally owned one-stop convenience store. The Springs BP Beer Cave is fully stocked and has a huge selection of craft beer along with all of the standards. If you're looking for something a little different, they have a variety of prepared cocktails and drink mixes plus state minimum prices on their huge selection of liquor. The Springs BP also has propane tank exchanges, fishing licenses, and bait. So if you're headed to the lake for the weekend or just heading home, make sure you stop and shop at the Springs BP.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players. And get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
All right, welcome back to 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com. You're inside the cave here. And Jeff and I, let's get a couple of things done. Okay?
Well, I missed another sports score for high school.
Oh, okay.
Adrian boys soccer, Western beat Adrian 6-0. Liam Castleberry had 8 saves in goal in that 6-0 loss.
All right,
so that means
yeah.
They had 14 shots on goal in a high school soccer game. That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Turn me up just a tad.
Oh, yeah, just a tad?
Yeah, because I'm looking at there we go.
Okay.
That's better. I was looking at the numbers.
All right, so let's get the scores in and get that done because we haven't even. You got the baseball scores there, so we can get yesterday's scores for everybody done.
Yeah, a bunch of teams won.
Okay, that's good. Cool.
I might have flipped that one over.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry about it. Playoffs.
Playoffs?
You know, NBA, NHL.
Playoffs?
Playoffs. Yeah,
We're
it's kinda
talking
going on.
playoffs?
Yep, kind of going on.
Raptors over Boston last night, 125-122 in double overtime.
They had to have that.
And actually,
Forces Game 7.
And the Celtics, with 0.5 left, had a shot at a 3, and it rattled off the rim to go to triple overtime.
Well, that one's going to number 7. And, of course, who knows who's going to win that one because it's like neutral.
Yes.
So,
It's weird watching those games.
I know.
Because there's, with no people around it, and it just looks like you're playing in some small gym somewhere. And even the lines on the floor, there's like not a big, wide mark on the outside. And so it's interesting watching that.
I know.
Just because it just looks like a pickup game somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure, it took a little while, but those guys are all getting used to it. So,
okay, I just got a text that still don't have picks. I'm texting him back right now and just saying opposite of Ian's.
I told him that yesterday.
Well, you told me that he had them, so I assumed that you sent him something.
Yeah, because I told him that yesterday, so that means he's got them.
Okay, I'm making sure.
Ian hasn't turned his in yet.
No. Opposite of Ian's.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. It's done. It's a deal now. It's in writing.
It's in OOI.
Yeah. So
opposite of Ian.
Opposite of Ian.
Okay.
So there you have it.
All right, in the other NBA game.
We did have somebody text too, said that the NBA looks like an AAU tourney gym, where you've got like 5 different courts out there when everybody's playing in them. It does look similar
or like
to that.
a state wrestling meet. Because you got mats all over the arena and you got matches going on.
Then the other game, Clippers, 96-85 victory over the Nuggets.
They're starting to ratchet up the defense, aren't they?
They're pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're up 3-1 now on the Nuggets, so they get a chance to finish that one off. And let's see what in the NHL, the Lightning.
Yep, 2-1 over the Islanders.
They're going to be tough to beat. Jeez, Pete.
I know.
Everything is. They're up 2-0 now on a decent Islander squad.
Yeah.
And they're going to be tough. There's no question about that. And, of course, again, that's the neutral. But
right.
And, Tampa Bay is basking in the glow.
Basking.
Lightning.
Yes.
The baseball team they're in first, aren't they? The Rays? I think they are.
Let me flip back to that. Oh, it's over here. I don't have the full. I
think they're in first place.
Just got the Central.
They're in first place. So
I can pull it up, though.
Things going really well right now in Tampa Bay. They got baseball going on. They got hockey going on. And everyone
you know why Tampa Bay's doing well in baseball?
Because they didn't earlier?
No, there's one big reason why they're doing so well in baseball. They're used to playing without fans. So it's not a big difference to them.
So why are the Tigers doing better?
Well, that's why they're at 500, because they do have some pretty good fans once in a while. Tigers do sell some seats once in a while.
Okay.
So they're not completely like Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, with so many people in Florida usually, Tampa's used to playing, even when they're home, they're playing against hostile crowds.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like they're playing baseball there year-round.
So that's why Tampa's doing so well, because they're used to playing in front of either nobody or people that root for the other team anyway. So they're 28 and 15.
Yeah, see, they got to be in first place.
They are.
Yeah. So
Toronto's 4 games back, 24-19. So
I think the only team with a better record than Tampa is the Dodgers.
I'm trying to scroll that right now. Yeah, they're 32-12. San Diego right behind them is 28-17. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, they have the second most wins, tied for the second most wins out of anybody.
Yep.
Good for them.
And of course, everyone's optimistic about the Bucks this Sunday. So before we get to the game tonight,
Okay. Oh, there's a game tonight?
Yeah. Before we get to the game tonight, I want to put one more thing out there for you tennis fans. Serena Williams, 38-year-old Serena, has made the semifinals of the U.S. Open. She's going to try and tie Margaret Court's record all-time, 24 career Grand Slam singles titles. So we'll see if she can do it.
As long as she doesn't turn around and hit the ball and hit a line judge in the neck.
That's right.
Should be okay.
She has a chance. She's got a shot. Yeah.
Djokovic did not, and he got sent home.
Yeah,
that
right.
line judge, she's been getting death threats.
Oh, come on.
I saw in the news.
You're kidding.
No.
What?
Yeah.
What? They're saying it's her fault?
Right, I guess, because that's why Djokovic isn't playing.
Oh, for God's
Because he
sake.
turned around and hit the ball and hit her in the neck and knocked her out.
Oh, that's a joke. That's a joke.
No, it's Djokovic.
Okay. That's just. Anyway. Okay. There's a game. Isn't there a game tonight?
We do.
Is this the first one?
It is.
First professional game. We've already had college
Right.
games, college football games. This is the first professional game.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Okay, so wait a minute now. Who's the home one in this one? Is it KC?
I believe this game is Texans Chiefs at Arrowhead.
Okay, so did they get to have anybody there?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Means first game, the crowd will be. Oh, okay. The crowd will be limited to 17,000 fans.
Wow. How did they decide that?
Must be a percentage.
I know, but how did they decide who gets in?
Who probably paid the most money?
Probably.
And that would be, Mahomes. He could pay the most money.
I'm wondering if
since he just signed his contract, Deshaun Watson just signed a $160 million.
I wonder if some of those
extension.
people, some of those 17,000, have put their stubs on the secondary market.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, you could get probably quite a bit of coin there for one of those.
22% capacity. Those that attended, almost entirely season ticket holders, will be required to wear face coverings whenever they are unable to maintain social distancing.
Okay.
So Andy Reid said last time he remembered coaching in front of so few fans was he was an assistant at San Francisco State. Since we're playing UC Davis, we'd have that, but it's been a while. So, again, this is a rematch of last year's playoff matchup where Kansas City came back from being 24 down to win this game.
What's the line on this thing? Do you know?
The line is, it doesn't say it here.
Okay.
Let me.
I wouldn't think it's going to be too high. I've got to figure it's got to be less than a touchdown or less.
NFL betting lines.
Because the Texans are going to be really motivated after they couldn't hold on last year.
Yeah, but I think that there's a little bit of a. They're not as good as they were last year, I don't think.
Oh, who knows? Maybe nobody's as good as they were last year.
It'll be interesting to see. So week 1 odds spread. Chiefs -9.
Oh, that's a little high.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think I'll take
there's-
the points actually on that.
Yeah, here's a betting site that's got DraftKings, FanDuel.
Mhm.
So there's like 4 different things on here. Yeah, it's 9.5, 9.5, 9, and 9. So consensus is 9 on that one.
Okay.
So
I'll take the 9 or the 9.5.
yeah, that's okay. You know, it's interesting when you talk about though the first game and who's good or not. I've been watching Hard Knocks on HBO, and they've been covering the Rams and the Chargers since they both are sharing the same stadium, and both in L.A. That's how they did this year's matchup. And then I did want to watch, too, because I don't think you were in that day. Storm Norton that went to Toledo and then played in the XFL called into the show when he signed with the Chargers. And he did just make the 53-man roster the other day. So that's
cool.
Pretty cool. So we got a friend of the program that's with the Chargers. So we're going to be Chargers fans around here, too, because of that. But anyway, watching that, it was interesting talking. They were talking with Austin Eckler, who'll be the starting running back for the Chargers. And there was one other guy they were talking who he's a backup running back, but the guy that he said he played quarterback in college for a while too. And he goes, I hated the first game in college, and especially like he was talking about now with no preseason football games. He goes, because we don't get hit.
Right.
Your skill players right now, it's hands off in practice. You don't touch them very much. So as a quarterback and as like your lead back and stuff like that, you're not getting hit. So your first real contact is going to be week 1.
And it's going to be real.
Yeah. So it was interesting to hear, guys like, man, I hated the first game.
Sure.
Because all preseason and stuff, we never really got tackled hard. We never got hit hard. So the first time you get hit is in that first game. So thinking about that right now, you're going, okay, J.J. Watt's ready to come off the edge at Mahomes and go, okay, you haven't been touched all year, especially with no preseason game, no scrimmages, nothing against the other team. You're only scrimmaging against yourself. They're not letting you get hit by anybody. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens and what happens with that. So
are those guys going to be wearing masks?
Just face masks on their helmets.
Really? Okay. All right, you heard the music. It's time for another break. So we'll be back right after this here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
I'm Stan the Man, I am, and I have to say it feels quite warm outside today. But summer thunderstorms are now the norm, and older roofs can spring leaks. Pesky roof leaks can creep and seep and make your walls and ceilings weep. Flat roofs are steep. The cats in the blue hats at Diversified Roofing can fix that straight away. Call 1-800-668-1928 today and we'll make those leaks all go away. With Diversified's fair rates, rebates, and financing that's great, that's 1-800-668-1928. You won't get taken for a ride when you call Diversified. We're Master Elite certified and GAF roofing that's tried and true. We're state licensed and fully insured too. Your roof's installed professionally with honesty and pride when you call Diversified at 1-800-668-1928. Here's our website too for you. For Stan the Man and the cats in the blue hats, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com. Again, that's DiversifiedRoofingLLC.com.
Build your own deal. That's right. You can go to SuburbanChevroletOfClinton.com, click on the vehicle you are interested in, choose the options you want, and actually build your own deal. You can also get your trade appraisal, set up your financing, and choose picking it up or we'll deliver it to you. How much easier can it get? This is Josh Holly, General Sales Manager at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton on the corner of M52 and US 12. Let's see you driving your new Chevy today. Make the choice at Suburban Chevrolet of Clinton.
Life as a farmer has many sides. That's why we work with Nationwide, the #1 farm insurer, to help farmers and ranchers stay profitable and protected. With Nationwide, you can feel confident you're getting coverage that fits your operations needs. Find out how to help protect your farm or ranch. Call us today.
D.S. Johnson and Associates, located in Adrian, Morenci, and Monroe. Give them a call today at 517-263-2582.
For your many sides, there's Nationwide. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review and approval. Products and discounts not available to all persons in all states.
Hi, my name is Janie Navarro. I'm a realtor with Excel Realty. I am fluent in Spanish and love assisting the Hispanic community. Call or text me anytime so I can assist you in buying or selling a home. Buenos días, mi nombre es Janie Navarro. Soy una agente de real estate con Excel Realty. Puedo ayudarles con la compra y venta de su casa. Me encanta ayudar a mi comunidad España. Sé que puede ser difícil si no habla inglés. Llámame o mándame un texto y estaré lista para asistirles. 403-4215.
Hey, Natasha, that sounds familiar. Could you be attending Hospice of Lenaway's amazing Throwdown Road Rally on October 3rd?
I need to get out and have fun. I'll get to drive my own car, solve clues with my friends. I'm there. Can you give me some hints?
No, but I can tell you that Old National Bank is the Throwdown Master sponsor, that it will start at 4 p.m. and will finish with an amazing drive-through dinner.
Where will it start and where will it end? I feel like I've said those words before.
Purchase your ticket and you will be given your start location, but you won't know where it ends until you solve your final clue.
Story of my life. How much are tickets?
$50 per person. That includes the road rally, dinner, and more.
More?
There will be an opportunity to support online as well. Just check our website at hospiceoflenaway.org for details.
I got this. Call Hospice of Lenaway at 517-263-2323 for tickets and choose your team members.
I can't wait to see you at the final stop.
I'll be there.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
All right, welcome back Inside the Cave here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
DJ Jazzy Jeff over here.
Uh-huh. So we're going to get to the lines in just a second here, but I want to make one more point about
tonight's game.
Tonight's game.
Observation is?
My observation is that Mahomes is going to struggle.
You think?
And that's why I'm taking the Texans in the 9 or 9.5. It always seems to work out that way. Why is that? You know, and it's not just restricted to football. It's like it always happens in just about every single sport. You sign a gigantic contract, and then the next year, it's like people are going, huh? I mean, I remember what you did last year, and now it's, huh? So I just think, you know, and of course, it's a well-known fact that the Super Bowl blues strike you the next year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'd have to go back into the archives. When was the last time an NFL team made it to the Super Bowl in back-to-back years? That does not happen if it's ever happened.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I think, you know, it's good that he's going to be in front of his hometown 17,000. But like you said, again, he hasn't been hit, and so he's got to kind of dial that up in his mind because J.J. Watt, if he gets the opportunity, is going to hit him.
Yes.
And he's going to take some pleasure in hitting him if he can get his hands on him. So
we just talked about during the break. I still think that I think Mahomes will be okay, and I do think that they're going to win tonight.
Well, I think they're going to win, but I'm going to take the points.
You're taking that 9?
Or the 9.5 if I could get that.
No, I'm
somewhere.
only giving you the 9.
Oh, please! There's 9.5 out there. If it's out there, I'm taking
no.
it.
The consensus is 9. That's all you're getting.
Oh, the consensus.
So tomorrow morning,
please.
I'm worrying about this 9.
All right, fine. Number 9. Number 9.
So Lions released their 2020 depth chart.
Oh, I thought when you said that they had let somebody go.
Yes. No, they released their depth chart. And we talked, and used to talk about the other day, Jeff Okudah, their number 1 draft pick, the 3rd overall pick in the draft. He's listed as a backup.
And I said, that's a miss. You can't have that. Not your number 1 guy. He's got to be a starter.
And there was debate whether they take a running back there too or see what's going on with that. And somebody
well, you know what, the number 1 pick, when we were talking about the draft, and I can't remember the guy's name. I should know his name right off. But I wanted the Lions to take the linebacker out of Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I was hoping they would take.
Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons. And I said they could maybe find another corner somewhere.
But I'm looking at the starting running back tonight for the Kansas City Chiefs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, Damian Williams is probably going to be the starter, but he's not ready for week 1. But this is,
he's the guy
that just came from LSU.
Yeah, he's the guy they took as the last pick of the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he's starting. Their first round pick is starting. The Lions is not.
Jonathan Taylor, another one that was, going to be a guy talked about with the Lions possibly taking somewhere. He might be. Marlon Mack is there, but Jonathan Taylor could be a starter coming off the bat. So,
I didn't have a problem with the line at all with the Lions taking Swift with their pick.
Right.
There's a number of analysts thought that he might be the number 1 running back in the draft, and he was taken 4 picks after Helaire.
Right.
So, or 3 picks after Helaire, and so I didn't have a problem with that. But you can't have your number 1 guy not be a starter. That's
No, you're right. You can't miss on those guys.
No. And it's happened too many times with the Lions.
Yeah.
One of the reasons the Lions have gotten into some of the problems that they got into was their drafting was not good.
Right. And it's got to be better.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's something that you've got to work on. You can't have your starter or your number 1 pick not be one of the best guys out there.
I know he's supposed to be locked down, because it's not. The Tigers. The Lions. How good did their secondary be? They gave up 6 fourth-quarter leads last year.
Right.
And how many times did they lose games on the final possession of the game? So,
but anyway, they got to, this weekend, they've got a pretty big game.
Yeah, got to beat the Bears.
And they're a 3-point favorite on that one.
And of course, this is absolutely killing me.
Over under is 43.
It's absolutely killing me.
What's that?
Because I hate the Bears.
I know. I heard you say that the other day. They're my second favorite team.
I hate the Bears. And I had to pick them because Ian picked the Lions. So that part is killing me. But other than that, I'm confident.
Yeah, over under 43. See, I lived in Chicago when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I became a fan just due to that fact. There was no way I couldn't get sucked up in all the hype and everything that went with it. So even though they're in the same division, I'm always grown up a Lions fan. I just still have liked the Bears ever since then, just because I was a fan when they won the Super Bowl, and I was living there and was involved in it and excited about it. So
there's only one Chicago team that I'm lukewarm about.
Who's that?
The Cubs.
Oh, I'm a Cubs fan because when I lived there, I couldn't root for the White Sox.
I don't even like Chelios because he was a Blackhawk.
That's bad.
I know, but that's just the way it is.
I know.
I hate all the Chicago teams. I'm sorry.
I'm not a Bulls fan or Blackhawks.
No,
I like the Cubs because I lived on the west side of the state before I moved to Chicago, and at the time you got WGN.
Mm-hmm.
This is back in the day when people were Braves fans because they had TBS, and that was all over the country. WGN, you could see that, so you could be a Cubs fan, and so
I listened to Jack Brickhouse.
Yeah, I watched the Cubs, and so that was being a fan of the Cubs because of that.
I rooted for the Cubs because they were so bad. And even when they got a little good, they were still so bad because they blew it. They had that huge lead and they let the Phillies catch them after leading about an 11-game lead. And so that's why I'm lukewarm on the Cubs, but I hate the.
But we'll have, I know JR will post everything. So tomorrow, Pat and I will talk about this game and we'll see if that 9 or 9.5 would have
holds
worked.
up.
So we'll talk about that.
And how Mahomes does.
We'll go over some picks. Since we'll probably have those posted, we'll let everybody know.
Oh, right.
How those went, and so talk about some other things tomorrow as well. Probably a little more Tigers since they're going to have a doubleheader today. We'll see what happens with Mr. Zimmerman.
Tomorrow will be a week before the start of the football season, the high school football season here on 96.5 The Cave. And 965thecave.com.
That's right. You'll be home with Lincoln.
Right.
For Adrian.
All right. Over yonder.
And I'm going to travel down over to Brooklyn, Columbia Central, and Onstead. So we'll have that. And it'll be fun. But this weekend, though, Lions, Bears, 1 o'clock. Hey, where can you hear that game at?
Right here on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
That's right. So, again, I'll be back tomorrow morning. We're going to let John sleep in.
And we don't know what the schedule is for next week.
Probably me and you on Friday.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that.
Monday will be JR and I. So we'll see you right back here tomorrow morning on 96.5 The Cave.
Have a great day.
In a report from the CDC, during June 24th through the 30th of this year, U.S. adults reported suffering higher mental health conditions associated with COVID-19. Younger adults, racial ethnic minorities, essential workers, and unpaid adult caregivers reported having experienced disproportionately worse mental health outcomes, increased substance use, and increased suicidal thoughts. 40% of U.S. adults reported struggling with their mental health or substance use. As time goes on and we continue dealing with the pandemic, mental health issues could continue to rise. Suicide rates could increase. Substance use could increase. Don't wait until you reach a crisis state. Reach out for help. 211 is a great resource for our community, as well as Lenawee Community Mental Health at 517-263-8905. Crisis service available 24/7, 365 a year. Check us out on Facebook.
Hi, this is Nick. Do you want to check or change the security on your home or business? If it involves locks, keys, or any kind of video surveillance, think Adrian Locksmith. Renter or employee change? Save both your time and your money by having us rekey your entries. We also offer video surveillance products, along with safes to secure your valuables. And we can install new car transponders and remote fobs for your vehicle locks. To secure it all, search Adrian Locksmith.
We've been doing business in downtown Tecumseh since 1982. Hi, this is Ed Hall with Carpet on Wheels. That's 38 years as a family-owned local business. Of course, we couldn't have done it without the support of our clients, but there's something to be said about being around for so long. We carry newer selections of floor covering, window treatments, and area rugs. We professionally install everything we sell. Stop in, see for yourself. Get the quality you need and the service you deserve at Carpet on Wheels.
A specialty pet store doesn't mean higher prices. At Red Mill Pet Supplies, it means a healthier selection. Our experienced staff will help make sure you get the best nutritional value for your pet, and our frequent buyer program will help you save when you shop with us. For your dogs, cats, small animals, fish, reptiles, and birds, all your pets need for a healthier, happier life can be found at Red Mill Pet Supplies, across from McDonald's in Tecumseh, and at redmillpetsupplies.com.
Broadcasting live from the heart of Lenawee County, Michigan. Sports Talk Radio with a local angle on Inside the Cave. Weekdays from 7 to 9 a.m. on 96.5 FM. We give opinions and analysis on what's happening in the world of sports. Interview area coaches and players and get you ready to start your day.
Sweet, man.
Grab a flashlight, hiking boots, and a compass because it's time to go Inside the Cave. Weekday mornings 7 to 9 on 96.5 The Cave and 965thecave.com.
The best in regional sports from Southeast Michigan. WLEN Adrian, HD2, W243AD, 96.5 The Cave.
96.5 The Cave. Lenawee County Sports.